1.17, continuity. What is continuity? Well, it's the opposite of discontinuity. It's saying that a function will be continuous at x equals a, or x equals a number, if the left-handed limit of the function at a equals the right-handed limit of the function at a and equals the value f of a. In other more basic words, the limit's going to exist where when we're going into that x value, they meet, and then there can't be any holes either, because then it would have removable discontinuity. So you're making sure there's no jumps, no asymptotes, and no holes by the process of limits. Pretty simple concept. So number one, they want us to check if it's continuous at x equals 2. And we see that here there could be a break because the pieces are doing something at 2. So let's just check, and I'll write it out the fancy way. We're going to check the limit as x approaches 2 from the left, and the limit as x approaches 2 from the right. And then we'll check f of 2. All of these things should equal each other. All right, so the left-handed would be the one that is x is less than 2. That would be 6 plus 3 times 2 squared. 2 squared is 4 times 3 is 12. So I get 18. The right-handed limit would be the 13 plus 2, which is 15. So right now I can go ahead and say that it's not. So we'll say no. It's discontinuous because the limit doesn't even exist. But if I want to check, f of 2 would be using the piece where x equals 2, which would be this piece, which we already said was 15. But all three things have to equal to be true. All right, number 2, we're checking at x equals 5. We are going to do the limit as x approaches 5 from the left, the limit as x approaches 5 from the right, and find f of 5. Which this part might seem kind of silly, but sometimes I've seen where they have 3 or 4 pieces, and you actually have to check at 5, is it the same as well? Okay, so we've got 5 from the left would be this first one. 4 minus 5, quantity squared, which would be 4 minus 25, which is negative 21. And then this one would be negative 9 minus 3 times 5, which would be negative 9 minus 15, which is negative 24. And then f of 5 would be in this one, which would also be the negative 24. Let me check and make sure I did that right, just because I've been making silly mistakes.